Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes report. It seems like the Frontline Changes report is actually rather popular. A lot of people likes it. There's more views than the SITREP, so I think I will continue to do this as a separate separate video if applicable, if there's enough frontline changes, and there is enough frontline change and they are all red again. Russian forces have captured many positions, and we're going to start off with the Bakhmut front. So at the area of Bodanivka, the Ukrainian mapping has acknowledged the capture of Bodanivka. Deep State UA have acknowledged that the Russian forces have captured Bodanivka, and in their mapping they have shown that the Russian forces have taken the entire of the rest of the settlement. This is basically expected development because the Russian forces has already been geolocated over here. If they are geolocated around here, and then their mapping shows that it's like this, it's kind of weird. This kind of a bit unlikely that the Russian forces has only attacked like this, and then they have the front line like this and not able to capture the rest of Bodanivka. Feels a little bit unusual, and it seems like the Russian reports are correct that the Russians actually have already progressed. And given this is actually a bit late, the Russians already claimed the capture on the 8th. This report is on the 12th, so there's already 4 days late, which means that the Russian claims of fighting have in the outside of Bodanivka, where they captured the forest, and they have entered into Kalinina, most likely is accurate. It's most likely to be true. So this is the frontline change over at the Bodanivka region, which means that the battle is now entering into Kalinina. So let me make the mouse faster, a bit hard to maneuver. So the next frontline change is over at the Chasivya direction between Umanske and Chasivya. There is this forest south of Novoye. Based on Ukrainian mapping, the Russian forces have continued to progress through this forest. And so with this movement, with Chasivya, so let me draw out Chasivya. So this is Chasivya. So which means that the bad, and then this is Umanske. Rather this is Umanske. As you can see with this attack, which means that they are actually nearer to Chasivya, which means that the battle has entered towards Chasivya, which is why even based on Ukrainian mapping, based on reports from the Defense Ministry of Ukraine, they also mentioned Chasivya, which means that the battle is basically entering into Chasivya as we speak, and the Russian forces is now heading towards this canal region. There's this canal around here, and the Russian forces are now pushing in this direction, and there are certain reports that claims that the Russians did manage to arrive at the canal. So, and this area here is firm control. The gray zone is a lot bigger. The entire area here is all gray zone according to the Ukrainian mapping. So situation definitely is looking rather bad. The Russians are moving really fast. We are talking about daily advances every single day. The next frontline change is over in the southern half of the Bakhmut front. So in this area here north of Klishchiivka, so in the northern part, there's a Russian tank being geolocated at this position, which means that the Russian forces have captured this area here again. They have moved out of this forest region and taken more grounds. This area here would be quite challenging because it's all open ground, so it's not easy to maneuver through this open ground without getting attacked by ATGMs. But anyway, the Russians are pushing also in this area here. So definitely is looking rather bad. You can see that the Russians are pushing in the Bodanivka region, at the Umanske region, and then also in the northern part of Klishchiivka in multiple pronged attack. So that's all from the Bakhmut front in terms of the frontline change. The next frontline change is over at the Avdiivka front. So Bakhmut front is here. Now we're going to Avdiivka front. At the Avdiivka front, there's a lot of frontline change over in the area of the Novokalinove. So Novokalinove is this settlement here. It looks like this, and so the Russian forces have captured grounds in this area here, southwest of Novokalinove. The Russian forces have taken this tree line along the railway line, and So this is mapped by the Ukrainian mappings, according to Deep State UA. Deep State UA also gave up the claim of this area here, so that the Russian forces have basically line up this front line, and they are moving towards Novokalinovo as we speak. So and are slowly getting closer and closer to the Russian claims. So things are looking very bad in this area as well, with Russian forces attacking towards Novobakhmutivka as well as towards Novokalinovo. Previously, we have reported the Russian forces are attacking from the east as well, so it's coming from multiple directions. So the next frontline change after Novokalinovo is at Vodyane. So the as per reported previously, Russian forces has been kept attacking northward, north of Vodyane. This is based on the last report that we have made. So there is a new geolocation of Russian tank heading westward from this captured position, and so there is this frontline change as well coming in this area here in the north of Vodyane. So it's unclear how far did they manage to go, but the geolocation is here, so most likely they will continue to capture this tree line and then swing down. And so this one a bit difficult, but going downwards and capturing and securing Vodyane makes a lot of sense. So this is likely to continue. And so that's all from Vodyane. After that is just south of this position, which is a massive change. You can see the huge expanse of ground. So Vodyane is only here. Now look at this huge change in between Umanske and Vodyane. So according to Ukrainian mapping, they as I mentioned previously, there is this blob over here due to this very dubious geolocation. I mean, the geolocation is correct, but the forces mentioned is dubious, is unclear. So based on the latest report coming from Deep State UA's mapping, they disclaim this entire area and claim that the Russians have captured all of these grounds, all of it. Like suddenly the Russian forces have taken all of this, and this actually corroborates with my report that this looks like Ukrainian forces, and it seems like this is just part of the operation to evacuate Ukrainian forces from this area here, because the video footage looks like it is just armored vehicles moving from west to east, east to west, because they are ferrying troops away from this very tree line. This tree line around here, this tree line is now where the Ukrainian forces was being evacuated, and it seems like the Russians are bombarding them as they are trying to evacuate the Ukrainian forces. So we are looking at Ukrainian forces now redrawing to Yasno-Brodivka and evacuating away from this entire area, which now Deep State UA has acknowledged that this salient around here, this bulge, is unsustainable and has been captured by the Russian forces, which I also have mentioned like days ago, that this will happen, and this indeed has happened. So the Russian forces has now straightened the entire front line, straightened more or less the entire front line, and they're going to continue to push westward towards Yasno-Brodivka, towards Netolove, as well as towards Umanske, and this entire situation will continue to progress. Let me push this around here so that I can use these very messy arrows for my thumbnail. Yeah, thumbnail. But I won't put my face on the thumbnail. So this is the frontline changes report. So no face on the frontline changes report thumbnail. So yeah, thumbnail. And okay, so this situation is horrendous, and I already started to see some of these pro-Ukrainian supporters. They are very hardcore, very not in reality, also starting to lose faith, and they are very angry with NATO or United States. So that's all for the Frontline Changes report. So this is the Frontline Changes report. Do press the like button, subscribe. The zip wrap will be up in 8 hours time after this Frontline Changes report, and I'll see you guys in the next update.